Bill Hader, the comedian of SNL fame that took the world by storm with his impeccable impressions and his exuberant characters like Stefan. But did you know that the now famous actor and director was once a production assistant on films like the 2002 Sam Raimi Spider-Man and The Scorpion King starring Dwayne Johnson? That's right, Bill Hader has had quite the storied career. Most probably recognize him from his time on Saturday Night Live, where he was a regular cast member from around 2005 to 2013. This was Hader's big break into the industry, and what led him to star in such films like Superbad, Inside Out, and It Chapter 2. But how did he get the job on SNL that sent him on this path? Well, the answer is more unique than you'd think. So let's start at the beginning. Hader was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His father, William Hader, occasionally participated in stand-up comedy and introduced Bill to Monty Python, Mel Brooks, and other comedies. According to Wikipedia, Hader once worked as an usher at a movie theater and lost his job because he spoiled the ending of James Cameron's Titanic to some eager theatergoers.
Hey, hello, bleep, blort, bleep, bleep, blurt, blurt. Can you guys understand me?
Hader performed rather poorly in school, so he spent most of his free time reading and watching movies. Hader had hopes of becoming a filmmaker, but when college came around, he couldn't get into any of the top film schools, so he joined the Art Institute of Phoenix and then went to Scottsdale Community College. In 1999, he dropped out and moved to Los Angeles in order to better pursue his dreams. Hader found a job as a production assistant, or better known as a PA in the film world, after he spent much of his time underemployed. Though, Hader had greater creative ambitions and hoped to become an assistant director one day. As a PA, Hader worked on various projects including Empire of Dreams, the story of the Star Wars trilogy, the 2001 film James Dean, 2002's Spider-Man, and briefly on Playboy TV's Night Calls. He quit the latter out of fear he would upset his mother and father. But it was the 2002 film The Scorpion King that caused Hader to quit his job as a PA once and for all after a bad experience shooting the Rock-led film. Hader later found a job as an assistant editor, and even put some of his own money into a short film that he was too self-conscious to even show off. In 2003, Hader began going to comedy classes with some friends and quickly grew fond of it. He decided to form his own sketch comedy group with his friends that included a man named Matt Offerman, also known as Parks and Rec star Nick Offerman's brother. Wow, small world, huh? The band of comedians touted themselves as the Animals from the Future. They did mini shows together for small audiences, and eventually Matt's brother Nick Offerman mentioned the group to his newlywed wife Megan Mullally. You might recognize her as Ron Swanson's ex-wife, Tammy 2, from Parks and Rec. That's right, they're married in real life.
I don't know what to say.
Wow. Megan Mullally was already an established actress thanks to her performances in shows like Will and Grace. Mullally was also friends with SNL creator Lorne Michaels. After Mullally attended one of the backyard shows of Hader's comedy group, she told him that she planned to mention him to Lorne Michaels of Saturday Night Live. Because of this, Hader was asked to audition for some SNL producers in New York. Hader was quite anxious for his audition and wasn't performing as good as he knew he could, so he randomly began doing an old Italian man impersonation, and this resulted in him getting the job at SNL and getting an agent/manager. Hader made his SNL debut on October 1st, 2005. Hader once said that he felt like he had just gone from preschool to Harvard. He was in the big leagues now. Hader grew on the show and started to become famous for his impressions. Hader was the first male SNL cast member to get a Primetime Emmy Award as a supporting actor in a comedy series since Eddie Murphy did back in 1984. In spite of Hader's continued success on and outside of SNL, he struggled with severe anxiety and sleep issues. Hader eventually left the sketch comedy show in 2013. Bill Hader has had quite a successful film career as well. He's appeared in films like 2007's Hot Rod, which starred the Lonely Island's Andy Samberg, Akiva Schaffer, and Jorma Taccone. He was also in Superbad as Officer Slater alongside Seth Rogen. Not to mention Trainwreck, Tropic Thunder, and he appeared in one of his first dramatic roles in the 2014 Sundance film The Skeleton Twins. He would later appear in 2019's It Chapter 2 as an adult version of Richie. But Hader has had quite the career in voiceover work. This is in large part because of his great talent doing impressions. Hader's distinct voice and sounds lended itself immensely to animated projects.
Where a scenario is either quicksand, spontaneous combustion, or getting called on by the teacher.
Hader longed to be in a Pixar film, and he was able to make that dream a reality with appearances in Monsters University, Finding Dory, Toy Story 4, and as Fear in the 2015 Disney film Inside Out. His voice acting can be heard in other films like the Angry Birds movie, Sausage Party, the BFG, Power Rangers, and more. Not to mention, Hader actually lent his voice to BB-8 in Star Wars The Force Awakens and its follow-ups. He, alongside Ben Schwartz, also from Parks and Rec fame, utilized their voices to bring BB-8 to life. Director J.J. Abrams manipulated their voices using a talkbox.
The Ilenium system.
Yes, the Ilenium system, that's the one.
Hader also had a desire to write and even direct. He was able to do this when he helped create shows like Documentary Now and HBO's Barry. He even was a consultant writer on South Park for a while. Hader's series Barry had been given a pilot order on January 11, 2016. He co-wrote and directed the first episode, and the series was later given a full series order from HBO in June. The series premiered in March 2018 to critical acclaim. If you're not watching Barry, then I highly recommend it. It's some of the best television on right now. One of the best episodes of TV I have ever seen is Season 2, Episode 5, titled Ronnie/Lily. They have done a great job balancing the dark comedic tones of the show, and Hader is proving himself to be a great writer and director. What's up with comedians becoming great directors? Jordan Peele, John Krasinski, now Bill Hader? Hader has emerged as quite the exciting actor, director, and writer in Hollywood. It's hard to believe that Hader's career was kickstarted by a chance meeting of Matt Offerman, who was the brother of Nick Offerman, who was married to Megan Mullally, who knew Lorne Michaels of SNL. Crazy coincidence. I think I speak for most when I say I can't wait to see what Bill Hader does next. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed this episode of Tales from the Cinema. I plan to do more content like this, so please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. And feel free to leave a comment below and following me on social media at Tales from Cinema on Twitter and Tales from the Cinema on Instagram. It would be much appreciated. I hope to talk about more auteurs in the film industry and maybe some lesser known indie filmmakers in the future. If that sounds interesting to you, then hit that bell so you can know exactly when the next video drops. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.